Awesome. Welcome, everybody, back to the Placement Partner Lockdown Initiative. Today, we have Noeline, who's the Senior Operations Manager for Placement Partner. She is absolutely amazing. I know we have spoken to two amazing individuals already, Martin and Ronald, and they were filling us in on the lockdown initiative that Placement Partner has been bringing to their clients. And this interview is just a great way to get beyond our clients and also to recruiters out there and add value that way. How can we better recruitment in South Africa during this difficult time? So we've already chatted about the initiative Refuel, Warm Up, Be Ready and Keep Going. Today, Noeline is going to take us through the Be Ready part of the initiative. I know Noeline very well. She specializes in action, making action happen. She mobilizes the team, she gets them ready, she gets things going, and it's all around implementation and making things happen. So you're the perfect person to be speaking to. Noeline, what should recruiters be ready for?
Shirley, thanks for that introduction. For me, like you say, Martin and Ronald have done their bit already, and I think that actually prepared us for the session. I think just looking at refueling, I think we all needed that, up front, warming up where we're going, and now we're getting to, we need to be ready. And I think if anybody's feeling like I'm feeling, I don't think anybody needs to tell me to be ready. I think we are really so ready to get out of this, get back to some kind of a norm. Just be at work and be present and see everyone and all that. So I think for that side, I think most people will be feeling ready. A lot of uncertainties and how do we go about this? Are things going to be different? But in general, I think that, you need to go out there and you need to, first of all, get yourself positive. I think for anybody leading a business or anybody in management needs to, all the thoughts that we put together from, watching TV, looking at the stats, how many people have died, how many people have tested positive and all that, that's all negative information. I think we need to put that behind us and we need to try and move forward and try and shift our focus to the business. I think for recruiters, if I can give them any advice, and from the stats that we're seeing, there's a lot of candidates coming in. It's time to really get working hard. And I think that if from the management side and from a business owners, get your people ready for this influx of candidates and make sure that you are actually checking them out. Hopefully using Placement Partner, you could check out your post box, go through them, search through, see what you need to move over to your quality database, your quality candidates. And then, of course, from there, and I want to add as well, if you're using Placement Partner, that makes it a lot easier. Searching, you'll know what your clients like, what candidates they need. So you need to search for those. If you're not using Placement Partner, obviously you're getting emails, and I think we need to chat. Much better to obviously get it into the post box. Move over to quality database, and from there you also now need to start getting your clients excited again. So by making your recruiters work through the candidates, they get a feeling like they're back at work. We're not sitting at home, we're back in work, we're going to get excited, they're going to see the good candidates coming in, and then now is the time to actually then get your clients excited again by actually then showcasing the top candidates that you've got in. Get them excited, place on social media. You're attracting new clients, your regular clients, you can be sending out mails. So I think there's lots of work to do, but I think it's just getting back to basics. I think we're inclined to overthink things once, you've been through major stress and you're trying to think of all these fancy ideas on how, you're going to be running your business. And actually, it's just getting back to basics. What did you do when you started your business? And go back to that and really just working from there. Doing really just the basics, your hard work, applying through your candidates, showcasing, getting your clients excited. I think that'll work. So that's my tip for recruiters.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's definitely a learning that I've taken during this lockdown period, is that we all trying to be quite fancy and creative. Nothing wrong with that. There's definitely room for that. But a lot of that creativity needs to come from those basic points. Some of those having been lost already. So that kind of brings us to our next point, which is, what would you say to leaders out there? How would you go about mobilizing your teams and getting them ready?
Okay, so I think really, I mean, I think a lot of the recruiters have been working already. They've been working at home, so I think they're going, but I don't think that you're in a space of really focus. I think our focus has been shifted in so many directions. I think you need to actually just go back and reflect on the lockdown and try and just extract the positives out of it. What did you learn? How did you learn to speak to your clients online? How did you present to them without going face to face? So you've learned a lot of new ways to actually present yourself. I think that you also need to look at frantic versus flow. I think you need to really take the total negative out of it. You mustn't get yourself in a panic, because your workers, I think, are looking at you, and they want to know that somebody from management is saying it's okay. We're going to do this. We're going to climb in. It's going to work. So I think from there you need to have a plan. You obviously need to focus on certain areas in your business. You need to know what you need to achieve from it. And these 3 points that I can think of, going back into a business, especially those that haven't really thought about it and need to now go back into business again. You need to look at, I think, your internal processes, having a look and seeing the processes that you had in place. Are they going to be okay for now? Are they going to work? Where do you need to adjust them? And I think this needs to be a team effort. It can't just be something that's coming from management. It needs to be brainstorming sessions. Let's look at the internal processes, your different departments in your office where we have like our support, our sales, our tech team. Look at those processes and see where you actually need to adjust on them.
Yeah.
I think as well, a lot of companies are going back and they have reduced staff. So who's going to be dealing with what? Maybe you're going to have extra duties, because right now you've got to look at costs. So yes, so the first thing is definitely processes. Obviously, you've got to know what do you want to achieve from it, and then make sure that your processes are clear for everybody to work smoothly. I think the next thing that you need to look at is obviously finance, the cash flow. You've got to look at how you're going to be minimizing costs. And again, I personally believe that this has to be a team effort. It's not something that management must just decide and you just filter it down. I think that everybody needs to realize that business is not going to be totally as usual. We need to regroup again. We need to look at areas that we can minimize costs, where we can save, and it's got to be a team effort for it to work. I think everybody's got to buy into that. Obviously, you're not looking at exact numbers, but you're looking at ways and means that you can save on costs. The other thing that I would really say is in looking at obviously your sales team or your placements in the recruitment board, looking at how you're going to improve your bottom line. Obviously, there again, you're looking at ways that you need to do things differently. We don't know what the rules are going to be, whether we're going to be allowed face-to-face meetings. Are we going to have to do this via Zoom or Skype or whatever? And do we have the right tools? And in this time of lockdown, did we test things? What worked for us? What didn't work for us? I think most people have been attending a lot of webinars. There's been a lot of online free webinars that have been available to recruiters and I think to the world in general.
Yeah.
So we need to look and analyze what's going to work for us. How are we going to change our ways of actually closing our clients, because there's still uncertainty. So you've got to work around, your normal closing line might not work anymore because people are cash strapped. So you've got to promote your product and not show the worth in the actual product. And I think that goes for whether you're in our business, whether you're recruiting, I think in any business, you need to look at how you're going to improve the bottom line. Making sure that you've got the right tools. You know, if you need to sign up for an account to have a better Zoom account, then that's what you need to do. And these are the things that need to be discussed. Furthermore, I think in general, you just need to keep the office environment as positive as possible. I think you need to have your regular check-ins, make sure that everybody's okay, because not everybody handles this kind of stress the same way. And you've got to look at how you can get people back into focusing on work and put the anxiety, take the anxiety out of it. You know, just creating a good working environment.
Amazing. And for those that haven't gotten started mobilizing their teams, thinking about these things, getting ready, what would you say to them? What is the first thing that they should do?
Well, for me, if I was in that situation, I think the first thing I would really do is probably call a proper meeting, you know, where we can actually find out. I think you need to determine how your people are actually handling this and get that out the way first. Take the anxiety out of the whole situation. You need to get that totally out of the way. And then allow your people to come up with ideas on how we're going to move forward. What do they think is going to be the right thing to do to save costs, to bring your sales in? So I don't think that you can just say these like one item or the first item. For me, I would definitely make sure that within the group, we're all okay. And put the anxiety behind them. Otherwise, you're going to constantly looking back at that. You need to put it back or behind you, out of the way, so that you can focus on business. You need to get people's focus right.
Awesome. I think what I've really liked about the initiative from Placement Partner is it has been a step-by-step approach. So what I've just realized you do now is you've said, well, if you haven't started, you can't just start getting your team ready now. You've actually got to go backwards in the initiative and start at refueling. Refueling is the place to start. It's about going, where are you right now? Then it's like, okay, cool. We all know where we are. Cool. Now we're ready to warm up. What are the things we need to upskill ourselves with? What are the things that we're actually getting ready for? Great. Now we're ready there. Now we need to set action plans. We need to prioritize. We need to create focus. And then we need to keep the momentum up. You know, you mentioned having those brainstorming sessions. You mentioned ensuring that each different department has their different focus areas on how they're going to contribute to that bottom line. But then you also mentioned, you know, get in contact, you know, keep getting in contact for those motivation sessions that are just aimed at that. Those are brilliant takeaways. And I know that in next week's webinars that we're doing with Placement Partners clients is really goal setting, planning, implementation, and getting us ready for the next leg. So thank you so much for coming on board today, Noeline, and sharing your wisdom. I know that you are much loved in the team and much respected by all the clients and staff in the team. So your words are, we know, are fruitful. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Shirley. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think we in for a good time. Like I said, it's a matter of just getting your processes right. And obviously from there, you know, setting goals, making sure that these goals are achieved, you can achieve them, that they're specific, that they've got timing in. And I think if everybody's involved in the process, it's a way easier to get a buy-in than if you're just telling them what to do. Everybody's been through a lot of stress, and we need to get that behind them. But thanks for that, Shirley.
Cool, 100%. And just on everybody being involved. So next, we're going to be focusing on keep going. And the first person we're going to interview is Lizanne, who's one of our senior account managers. She's absolutely amazing and been behind this whole initiative. All the account managers, all the support team, all the tech team have been around this initiative. This has been their idea. And everything we're putting into this is from them and the team. So excited to hear from Lizanne on how the accounts team and the sales team are holding this initiative, holding their clients' hands, and holding other recruiters that would like to come on board to get ready. So looking forward to that, and yeah, see you on the next webinar.
Thanks, Shirley. Thanks, everyone. Great.
Cheers, Noeline.
Cheers. Bye.